Hey guys, Spike here. Yeah, I'm just on my way back from the movies, and today I've seen Ratchet and Clank. Now, I did play the game, and I'll be doing a review on that soon, but there's still some elements in there that I have to assess first. I did play through the whole storyline, so I got something to compare to with the movie, so I will get to that soon. But I will be referring to the game quite a bit for this review. So, for the movie. Now, we have our main villain, which is Chairman Drag, who has the Blarg destroying planets. He uses a deplanetizer. So that will be our main, one of our main villains. I'll get to the other in just a second. To our main protagonist, Ratchet, is looking to join the Galactic Rangers. And he goes to try out for it, but ends up getting denied because of a long list of citations, some illegal stuff that he's done. So he ends up being denied. So he has to head back to his garage and just mope about not being able to join the Rangers. In the meantime, we see our second antagonist, Dr. Nefarious, who, from what I've seen, is a former Galactic Ranger, but ended up leaving and turning evil. So what they're doing is that they're making warbots to invade Alero City, and a power outage ends up making a defect, which is our second protagonist, Clank. And for some reason, he decides he wants to warn the Galactic Rangers. It could be that the power outage had ended up messing up his programming. I don't know. It was never really explained. So he ends up escaping, but his engines get shot and he has to crash land, where he is rescued by Ratchet. It takes him back to his garage to repair him, and Clank is explaining to him what the situation is, that they're going to have an invasion. So Ratchet brings up this lie that he's friends with the Galactic Rangers, where he has nothing to do with them. So they go and try to save the day while the Galactic Rangers are trying to fight off the warbots. And during the flyby, Clank is trying to assess what Ratchet is, which he is a Lombax, if you know the game very well. And if you look during Clank's assessment, there's references to different PlayStation characters like Daxter from Jak and Daxter and Sly Cooper, because they're PlayStation characters. So what Ratchet ends up doing is using a mag booster to lift up the warbots and launch them straight to their warship. So he ends up getting all the fame, and Captain Quark, who is the leader of the Galactic Rangers, and he is the most egotistical superhero that I've ever seen. Everything is all about him. So he sees that it's Ratchet, and he reluctantly lets him join the Rangers. So, back on the villain side, Nefarious figures out that instead of attacking the Rangers, he's going to have one of them betray them, which happens to be Captain Quark. In the game, they make it a bit obvious, as they're trying to build up to it, but it was just too obvious. In this version, they just blatantly tell you Quark's going to betray them. That was not what I wanted. It would have been much better if it was revealed later on. And just no build-up. It would have been much better. But instead, that plot line's ruined. So now we go to basic training with Ratchet, and we get to see weapons from the game, but don't expect them to show up later. Really, the only ones you're going to see appear later will be the Combustor, the Buzzblades, and the Warmonger. Yeah, that's pretty much the only ones that will appear later. It's like there's one gun in the game which doesn't even make an appearance, which happens to be one of my favorites, the Pixelizer, but that doesn't even make an appearance in the movie. So while this is going on, Clank and what's her name? I can't remember her name. So yeah, they found out that there were pieces of the destroyed planets that were missing for some reason. They try to bring this to the attention of Quark, but he doesn't listen because he is so egotistical. He'd rather go to the cafeteria than listen. And at the same time, Ratchet's not really listening too, because he's just so excited to be with his hero. So now they figure out what their plan is going to be is attack Drag Industries directly. Yeah, but two of the members, including Clank, wanted to come up with a plan, but of course Quark won't listen to them. So they end up sneaking in to the Warbot factory. They split up and try to find anything about the plans. And thus we get the appearance of my second favorite weapon in the game, Mr. Zircon. In fact, there was a whole fleet of Zircons. If you don't know who Zircon is, he is a drone who protects whoever has hired him. So, and he gives out some humorous one-liners. They end up escaping and find the plans. And what happens is that they find out that the pieces that are missing are actually being used to make a new planet. So I'm pretty sure there are much simpler ways instead of destroying a bunch of planets to make a new one, but whatever. So they end up getting out and they capture Drake's assistant bot Zed, who just happens to be a bit annoying. And they find out that their next target is a planet that is populated, so they have to hurry over there. Now, one other thing is that while all this was going on, Quark had found Drake, but he had corrupted him by convincing him to join his side because of how jealous he is of Ratchet, because he took all his fame. Which is a really stupid reason to betray those that you're trying to protect. Which again, this could have worked if they had not used this plot point and actually revealed it later. So So now they have to go to the planet, try to stop them from using the deplanetizer, but Quark had disabled all of the Rangers' weapons by using a little flash drive, which as soon as he plugged in, another PlayStation reference. The original PlayStation music plays. I swear to you, there's a bunch of PlayStation references here. I mean, I get that this is obvious product placement, but you can't make it so obvious. They're trying to push these products in your face. So now Quark tells his team his plan is to talk to Drake face to face, but the whole team was questioning it because he had blown up a bunch of planets. So yeah, he just barges right in. And a fleet of Blarg are attacking, and the Rangers found out that their weapons have been disabled. So they have to retreat, except for Ratchet, who decides to dive straight in because Quark was still in there. So he does, and he tries to shut off the deplanetizer, but ends up getting captured by Drag. Now, while he's being carried through, he finds out that Quark has betrayed them. So, yeah, I tell you, Quark is really become an unlikable character. I could not like him throughout the movie. So, following that, we go to one of the big cliches of being a villain, letting him go just so he can see the planet destroyed instead of just killing him. Yeah. And all the Rangers acting devastated, except that this is now planet number, they said 5 planets have been destroyed. This would make it number 6, but I didn't see planet number 5 destroyed. So this devastates Ratchet, and he leaves the Rangers and goes back to his garage. At the same time, Quark is looking at the destroyed planets, and he's showing some remorse. But he still has a disdain for Ratchet. So yeah, Quark decides to confront Drake about him trying to engage on the Rangers because he had promised not to harm them at the time. And he finds out that Nefarious is working with him, and he tries to warn Drake about him. So yeah, it's not clear which side he's on now. Now, of course, Ratchet is moping again because of him failing to save the planet. And it seems like now everyone's blaming Ratchet, but he's even though they know that Quark had betrayed them, they think the blame should go on Ratchet. Why? I don't understand that. But Clank finds him and does convince him to rejoin the Rangers. And so this time they come up with a plan of attack. And back on the villain side, Nefarious decides to take over by sheepinating Dreg. Yeah, we get one of the quirkiest weapons of them all, the sheepinator. It turns Dreg into a sheep and launches him into space. And it never makes an appearance again in the movie. I just think that the writers of the movie don't care. They just felt like they had an obligation to put these weapons into the movie and then just forget about it. So now they find out that the next target is a planet which its core is unstable, which if it explodes, it will cause a chain reaction and destroy all of the planets in their system. So now she's explaining the plan, and while this is going on, the plan is going into motion. This was a very rushed scene. We don't get to enjoy this in detail. See, they break in using a hollow guise disguising as Captain Quark. Yeah, the Borg are kind of stupid, despite that they should know that Quark is already on the ship. But they do manage to destabilize the deplanetizer. But again, I don't get to enjoy it because all this is done in 1 minute. This scene was extremely rushed. So now it's destabilized, but now Quark comes up and him and Ratchet have a battle. Again, I can't see Quark as likable. He is jealous at Ratchet for stupid reasons. Because he is too egotistical to remember to protect, to remember that he's supposed to protect. Instead, he just cares about his sponsors, his fame. That's all he cares about. And again, a bunch of weapons make an appearance. But this ends up being our big battle, guys. But it ends up with Ratchet convincing Quark to stop what he's doing. And it takes a partially ripped holo card for Quark to stop and snap out of it. But if this is supposed to be a plot point that even superheroes can have weaknesses, that has been dead on arrival. Quark is far from perfect, as he is one of the most egotistical, one of the biggest assholes of this movie. I mean, if you're a big Disney fan, Darkwing Duck was a superhero, but he was done for all the wrong reasons. But he was still a likable character. But this guy, jeez. So after that battle, Stop Nefarious appears, and for the next 2 minutes, they argue over a joke. No kidding. Quark is like, I know. It's like, oh, the last laugh. It's like, that joke doesn't make sense. He's like, yes, it does. We're arguing over a joke here. Why is this a plot point? So, while that's going on, the Galactic Rangers move in and activate their the magnets and put the deplanetizer off course, and the shot ends up missing. So now the deplanetizer is tipped over, and they're just hanging on the ledge. And Nefarious is about to finish the job by using the Rhino, which is an acronym for Rip You a New One, trademarked. And we don't get to see it in action. Yeah, because Ratchet moves in and hits him with the Omni Wrench, and Nefarious falls into the weapon and gets disintegrated. This was a huge missed opportunity. I was expecting a huge battle like in the game. But what do we get? A hit with an Omni Wrench kills him. So our battle between Ratchet and Quark ends up being our big battle of the movie. No! Just no! You could have done so much! You could have done so much! But again, a missed opportunity. So now that the planetizer is about to break up, and they all manage to escape using a teleporter. And so things end up well, I guess. Quark ends up getting demoted instead of getting sent to jail like he should have been. Ratchet and Clank end up going back to the garage and just go back to their jobs. So that was Ratchet and Clank, and this movie kinda sucked. Let me put it this way. The voice acting was good on the part of Ratchet and Clank, but the villains, the voices are unbearable. They are overacting badly. Yeah, you just cannot stand their voices for like 10 seconds. Even though the animation was good, a lot of the scenes were copy and pasted from the game. I'm not kidding. These are exact copies from the game. And what else was there? Oh yeah, the storyline. This could have been much better. There were a lot of missed opportunities. And not only that we could have had a big battle at the end, but the betrayal of Quark could have been revealed later in the movie, but instead they ruined it early on. And the jokes were hit and miss. You'll get a chuckle here and there, but I facepalmed quite a bit throughout the movie. So I think you're better off playing the game. But I actually think you should still see this. I mean, it's not a very good movie, but I think gamers will still enjoy this. I mean, they will get to see Ratchet and Clank in action quite a bit, but don't expect a lot of your memorable weapons to show up a lot. The only ones I did see that they did use was the Combustor, the Buzz Blades, and the Warmonger. That's really all the weapons that you're really going to see in action. Otherwise, they're just throwing stuff in just because it was in the game. But yeah, just see if you want to, but don't expect anything spectacular. Personally, I think you're better off just playing the game. So, anyway, I will be doing a review of the game later. But for now, this movie, for me, will get a 5 out of 10. It's average. Yeah, it's not that good, but at least give it a try and see what you think. But yeah, if you're able, just play the game, because you'll get a better experience from that. Because in fact, the game does the story. It does a much better job with the story, especially at the end, where you'll have a huge battle with Nefarious. So that is it for me. I will see you guys later.